Good morning or good evening, everyone, depending where you are living, and welcome back to the RVR headquarters in Italy. My name is Matteo Castagnoli, and I'm glad you are joining me here today. In 30 seconds, we're going to start a live presentation here from the factory number 1 of RVR Elettronica. Good morning again. So today we were supposed to be at the NAB show in Vegas, while for the second year we are live in streaming from our headquarters, just presenting our products and talking with you, having you connected wherever you are. You know, RVR has more than 40 years experience in FM transmitters, antennas, combiners, filters, and just talking about FM transmitter, we can say we can manufacture and develop any kind of FM transmitter. In all our history and nowadays, we are still producing equipment from 30 watt up to 60 kilowatt, compact as well, ultra compact as well, modular, hot plug-in, and today we are going to reveal something special, and we are going to do it in live streaming. Supposedly we were thinking to present it physically at the NAB, meeting many of you, but well, we're doing in this way in any case, and with my colleague Giulio Becciani, we're going to oversee everything related to one amazing unit we are revealing today. So today we introduce, and I'm going to show you the picture, the TEX5004TFT, the new 5 kilowatt FM transmitter from the TFT series. The TFT series comes with a different design, a large TFT color touchscreen with an advanced graphic interface that includes new options to control and manage the transmitter itself. And as usual, I was saying, I'm going to have my partner in crime, so Giulio Becciani from the customer service department with me. Good morning, Giulio.
Hi, Matteo. Good morning.
Thank you for joining me today for this presentation. Hopefully, we're going to show all the products as well next year physically at the NAB in April, but today we're going to start with the live streaming, going in detail with you on all those units, and today with the 5 kilowatt, the TEX5004 from the TEX Next Generation series. Yeah. Giulio, give me a brief presentation of the product, of like giving me an overview on the main features of this amazing unit.
Yeah, this is a compact 5 kilowatt FM transmitter where everything is controlled by CPU. You see a graphical interface with touchscreen where you could adjust all the parameters of the equipment. It's a 3-phase equipment, so this is an overview of the RF section, and before the power supply section, this one. And it's redundant, I mean have 3 power supplies, one for each phase, so it will continue to broadcast also if something happened. And this is the touchscreen where you could adjust all the parameters. And it's a compact one because it's only 4 unit height, and it's possible to move it with not so much, it's not so much heavy. Okay.
That's one of the big news of the catalog in RVR. So
yeah.
The first 5 kilowatt ultra compact, but as well rock solid, reliable. So we're going to take a look on it today with you. So how many MOSFET the unit comes with?
Yes, comes with 8 pallets, and they are combined to give more than 5 kilowatt, but the equipment is 5 kilowatt, okay, and uses a BLF188XR as MOSFET.
Okay, that's one of the typical questions.
Yes,
so I'm inviting you, like all the people that are connected, they can write us here, like to have a live chat with us. So if you have questions on the product, you can interact with us. We are live from the RVR headquarters in Italy, and Giulio is able to answer to your question during this live program. Yes, Giulio, you were saying?
No, I was saying we have 8 MOSFETs, and I say the type of MOSFET we are using. So to answer before the many
Yes.
questions normally we have
Yeah.
about this.
So let's start on the frontal panel.
Yeah.
We are seeing like an amazing unit with a different design that comes in all the new TEX Next Generation series, so with the touchscreen.
Yeah.
But the touchscreen is not just the unique improvement we have on the unit, because it's just like on the interface. So let's take a look to the panel and let's describe it.
Okay, this is the front panel where this is the default screen where you have the forward reflected frequency, temperature, the modulation levels, and this with the ESC button you go to the menu where you have various menus. The PWR gives you indication about forward and reflected, and also you could set the output power of the equipment. So the power off and on, you see. So if you want to change it, you click on it, then click on the enter button, became red, and then you could raise or lower the setting of the output power. When you click on enter, become white, and the power is set. Then, okay, that's it. If you want to turn it on, you click on the off, enter, and then click again, go in on. So the equipment is starting to broadcast at the power you selected. So the second menu is the frequency, where you could choose the working frequency. It's sufficient to press enter. You see become red, the writing, and then you click on the digits to compose the frequency, and then click on enter, and you see the lock LED is unlit, so that it means the PLL is moving, and when it locks, okay, it's going green again, so it's locked and ready to broadcast. Audio menu, where you could choose all the parameters of the audio, the input, for example, from mono, MPX or stereo, and those are the adjustments of all the inputs, the MPX, left, right, SCA and pilot. If you click on them, you could adjust it, and so have your perfect audio modulation. That's the source of the audio. You click on, you see, you choose the one you want and click on enter, and he changes. So the central one is stereo, the left one is mono, and the right one is MPX. Same for the pre-emphasis. You see you have 50 now selected, but if you select another one, you could change from 0 to 75. That's for the audio adjust. You see now you could move the audio input so to have the right modulation. PA menu gives you indication about all the voltages and current of the RF section. You have the output of forward and reflected, voltage and total current, efficiency calculated by the power and the voltage and current, the temperature and the currents of the MOSFETs, and the bias voltage, of course. So with this you could have a good indication of what's happening to your equipment if you have a power loss or a fault or something. So that's very good, I mean, for troubleshooting.
So basically we have more controls on these units respect to the old TEX series, right?
Yes, of course, yes.
As well in the audio management?
Of course, yes, because in the past you had to adjust on the back with trimmers the audio inputs and connect only the audio you were using. With this equipment you could connect all the audios and select from the front panel which one you want to use. So this menu is for the scheduling of the output power, so you could choose on a weekly basis. Each day you have two power values you could select. So for example, from midnight to 6 o'clock you could do a reduced power, and then after 6 o'clock it will return to the other power. So the FSK menu is for the FSK feature, so you have to insert your code and select on, so it will broadcast the FSK code. Mix is the menu where you could have the status from remote or local. You could change the mode, as in the old TEX you have the modulation. It's normal scale or expanded scale by 10. PGD and PGR are the two values for the output in the DB15 connector on the back, where it closes the contact relay when he passes the threshold you select. Okay. For example, 80% means when you go over 4 kilowatt output, it will close the relay. So if you have something connected, it will warn you. It will give you the indication the power is it's okay. I2C is the bus, the communication bus. IP is when you have the TLW interface, the telemetry interface. That's it. Here you have on the front screen, you have the IP address. You program it. That's good because sometimes if you forget something, it could be easier to retrieve it. Okay. The last menu is with the software version, and that's all.
Great. So we have many people connected. I want to say hello to everyone. Buenos días a todos, también a los amigos de América Latina que nos están mirando acá en vivo desde la fábrica central de RVR, donde estamos presentando el nuevo transmisor TEX5004TFT, que es un transmisor compacto de 5 kW. Les voy a mostrar nuevamente la fotografía acá. Y lo tenemos también con Giulio Becciani aquí, el ingeniero que está hablando de eso en vivo con nosotros. Thank you again to all the people connected in Facebook. I want just to let you know, you can continue, like if you just step in and you missed something, you can watch and this live program as well, and many other live streaming from the past directly on our social media profile and as well on our website. So how you can interact with us on our website, on our Facebook page, on Instagram with a daily feed of images of installation and products, on YouTube with all our tutorial and presentation, on LinkedIn, and as well you can write us at sales@rvr.it. Por los amigos de América Latina, sales@rvr.it. Si usted necesita solicitar el precio de algunas cosas, lo puede hacer a través de la red de Facebook o a través del correo electrónico que está acá en pantalla. Entonces, we do have many options just to be connected with you always from the central headquarters in Italy and as well with our offices worldwide. So, Giulio, just to get back to the presentation of this product, of this amazing product. Let's talk about the rear. We were watching the frontal part of the unit, and right now I want you to comment the rear side of the unit with the inputs and the main specification, like the engineers that are watching us, they need to know.
Okay. So that's the back of the equipment, and you have in the left part the usual DB15 connector used with all the TEX equipment and the interlock connector. That's the telemetry, the web telemetry interface if present, and this is the audio modulator where you have the XLR for left and right, the MPX and the SCA, and the pilot out BNC. This is the carrier adjustment if you want to adjust a little bit the carrier frequency, and also the pilot phase if you want to achieve the best performance for the stereo separation. Those are the trimmer for the very fine adjust of the input, because remember you have 0.1 dB adjustment for the inputs of the audio. That's the main AC socket. It's a compact one, and you have 3 fuses, a big one for each phase, and that's the RF output connector. It's a 7/8 connector flanged. You see, that's very easy and quick to branch the AC line.
Okay, great. I was watching, we have already like several questions. There's someone saying, I wonder if it would be possible to offer an option as an external air filter module to be attached in the frontal panel. Well, I think they are talking about like additional fans.
Well, the equipment is already provided with 5 fans on the front, and they are giving the good airflow needed to the correct operation. So probably there is the possibility to add a filter like the other one, If you watched us for the smaller equipment, you noticed we have using a different kind of filter and placed on the back of the main front plate. So if this is want to know.
Yeah, they were assuming like there are many sites with dust problems,
Yeah.
so they were thinking to put additional air filters external just to prevent and help the unit to be like more clean inside.
Frankly, I have to ask to the technical department because I don't know. I'm not so expert in future things to be added, or maybe I could suggest it, because it's good to have suggestions and analyze them.
Absolutely. And then let's move internally, talking about the power supply and the arrangement we have on one side of the unit. So we're gonna watch this video and please comment it.
Yeah, this is the start of the AC line. Okay, that's the modulator from the inside, and easy to remove it because with 8 screws you could remove it for service. That's the main AC. You see the 3 fuses, one for each phase, and each phase is going to each power PFC and power supply. You see the different color wires. Neutral is the same, but they work at 220 volt. And you have the PSC who's giving the DC voltage, and then that's the main power supply, who's giving the 50 volt output. All the 3 power supplies are branched together, the 3 output. You see this is a big bar, and this is the 50 volt output who goes to the bias card. And this one is the service power supply block. And you have 3. Each phase is connected to a single power supply, and they are merged together. And there is a system who detects if you have a fail of the service power supply or of a fail of the big power supply itself. And also this card gives the all the connection for the fan. This is the bias card where the 50 volt is connected, and there are all the meters for the current of each module or each pallet. This is the output, and you see those red wires, we will see them also later, and they go down to the pallets. This card is the power supply control card. You see those connectors go directly, you see that the colors, they go on top of each power supply, and this card controls the power supply output and also the current of each one, and use them as a balancer. They are constantly balanced to have the better performance, and also it will be shut down in case of failure to avoid problems.
Great. We do have people asking for the translation in Spanish. Amigos de América Latina, muy buenos días, gracias por conectarse. Usted hoy día puede mirar la presentación en inglés, pero ya a empezar de mañana este video estará disponible en nuestra página de YouTube, acá la dirección youtube.com/RVR Italia, y por acá se podrá mirar el video en inglés con los subtítulos en español. Eso permitirá también a ustedes de avanzar con el entrenamiento y con la presentación de este equipo para entender toda la tecnología que está adentro de este equipo de 5 kW ultra compacto que estamos presentando hoy día acá en inglés. Y también ya le digo que en alguna semana haremos la presentación también en español. Entonces ningún problema también por América Latina, porque vamos a presentar los productos también en español. Pero mañana ya estará disponible en la página, acá en la página de YouTube, disponible con los subtítulos, y en cualquier momento usted puede escribirnos a 6@rvr.it y lo atenderemos también en español. Giulio, vamos a otro tema, porque vamos a mirar la parte, voy nuevamente en inglés. We are going to turn the unit right now upside down, and we are going to see with Giulio what's inside of the unit in the RF section. So let's see the video.
Okay, that's the RF section when you remove the lower lid. Those are 2 Teflon protection we put to avoid problems, to shorting problems in case, but we hope not. So you see, that's the splitter where the output of the modulator card is connected to, and this one splits the signal in 8. And you see we have 8 pallets, 4 on a side and 4 on the other side. And those red wire, you remember, they are coming from the bias card, and they carry the 50 volt and all the current also for each pallet. And those are the output. If you see, you have everything is done by wire, and you have also unbalancing resistors for the combining process. There are 500 resistors, sorry, 500 resistors in parallel, and everything then with wires is connected to the unbalancing point, and also is branched to the output, and the output goes directly on the filter. This is the filter with all the cells, and goes directly to the output connector, where the measurements are made. You see the small wire coming out from that cylinder. Those are the two forward and reflected measurement. They go on the front panel to have the readings of the output power. Those are the fans. Yeah, those are the fans. And the nice thing is the fan, you have only to remove the front plate to access the fans, because everything is done by the front panel, and you have a small connector with a small screwdriver. You could remove it and remove the 4 screws of the fan and place another one, and it will be done. Okay, no need to turn the equipment off, or maybe remove it from the rack, because there is no need, only to removing the front plate, and you will access to the fan and its connector. So I think it's very, very good for service.
Okay, then we have one question. So thank you for commenting and asking things. We are live here with the customer service manager, Giulio Becciani. So with him, we can solve any doubts you have during this presentation. So we have a electrical question, and it's a good question. So Tony Gallagher is saying, if 2 of the 3 phases phase, is the system able to operate in low power?
Yeah. Yes, it will continue to work only with 1 phase, giving also the maximum power he could give. I mean, with only 1 power supply, you will, I don't know exactly how much, but you could say 1.5 kilowatts at least could be delivered. Also, of course, you will have alarms if you have telemetry or something else, but it will continue to broadcast the rating, the output power. Yes.
Perfect. So
also, because as I said before, you have 3 service power supplies, so if something happens, you have always a row of service power supply, PFC, and a big power supply working. So it will continue to give the voltage to the MOSFET, and it will continue to work to have the fan working, and also all the electronic system and the audio section and all the things.
Okay, great. So that's the proper answer to this person, and we are right. Quiero agradecer también David Sánchez. Sí, David, y usted puede mirar mañana el video con los subtítulos, o en las siguientes semanas la presentación directamente en español. Bien, right now we are going to turn the studio in a laboratory, so we are going to see Giulio doing some replacement and working on the unit, and that's I'm going to take like 30 seconds just to have Giulio set up with his own stuff and working on the unit practically. So just to remember, we have the social media profile where you can continue to see those live programs, see as well the previous live streaming, and interact with us. Very nice, the Instagram page from RVR Elettronica. You can send us all your installation with our unit, and you will be able to take part of our page with your installation and with your transmitter over the air, promoting as well your radio. So, well, Giulio, we're gonna see now something interesting about the main and the secondary power supply. could you show us how to replace them?
Yes, Matteo. So let's have a look on how to change a power supply. Okay. So this is the power supply we are going to change. So let's start disconnecting the input. So the two wires coming from the PFC. There are two fasten connectors, so it's quite easy. So let's disconnect the output. All the three outputs are tied together with a big bar, so we have to remove the complete bar. So we have screws here and here, and you have to remove all of them because the bar have to be removed in order to extract the power supply. Okay. No, only you have to remember where to put all the cable and the things you remove. Well, it's quite simple because there are no same type connector to be placed in two different places, so you can't be wrong actually. I always suggest to take a picture before removing something so you have a reference if you get lost, okay?
Yes, thank you for the suggestion. Absolutely.
Maybe wirings and all the things are not the same as looking at the real picture of the equipment. Okay, quite finished. So we have to remove those. Those are the outputs. 6 screws, because two for each power supply.
I do remember we are live watching the replacement of the power supplies inside the unit.
Finished. Okay, so now we could remove the bar, you see, and put it aside, and now we have, they are disconnected. So input and output are free. So now we could disconnect the control signals. So this small PCB here. Then we have the bus for the interconnection of the 3 power supplies in order to have a sharing for the control, so they are always balanced. With a small screwdriver you could push a little the connector and he will pop up, you see. And also this one, who's the wire who goes directly to the PFC. Okay, so now we could free the power supply. The power supply is held in place by 2, we call them hands, little hands. They are metal things, they keep it in place. So, and also the central part is kept in place by this long screw. Okay, let's start for the long one, from the long one. And then the other 2. Okay, long screw.
So just one thing, remember those kind of changes and technical updates inside the units, replacement of parts and everything has to be done by certified engineer or people that knows how to do them, or you can contact our customer service in Europe, in the Americas or in Asia just to have their help and their support, local support with our net of distributors worldwide.
And the other. advise to use a pair of tweezers to get the screws, because otherwise they could be lost inside, and being heavy could be not a nice thing to search for them. Okay. Okay. Second one. Now you could see there is a, this is a angular place thing we use to deflect the air from going down the PCB, but only on over to remove the heat. And then there is the second piece. Here it is, you see. That's why we call it little hand, because it seems to have fingers to press. Now let's do it on the other side. One. And two. Oh, I lost this. Pay attention. And remove the other little hand. Okay, that's it. Now the power supply is free. You see, it could be removed. That's it. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now you could get another one and change it. You see, these are the place where the little fingers go. You see, there is like a junction, and the screws keep it in place. Okay. Same on the other side. Same kind of little hand. Okay, they go on the both sides. No, they have no direction. I mean, that's all. So other thing are the service power supply, and I mean the same procedure could be used to remove the PFC block. So if you look at the other block here, that's the PFC where the AC voltage is coming in, and they are blocked in the same way, so they have the same blocking system, so you have to remove the screws and he will be free. That's all. And you could change and put another one. If you want to change the service power supply, for example, because your panel card, your front card gives you the indication of failure, it's a little bit tricky, more tricky than this one, but easy. Okay, so now that we have removed the power supply, I could show you there is here, if you could zoom please. Yeah, thank you. Here there's a screw. Unfortunately, when I made test, I blocked this one, my fault. Okay, if you look here, maybe it's not, no, the camera is not looking at it. So the whole block of the 3 power supply is held in place by an L metal place, okay? Metal piece, sorry. And so you have to remove 2 screws that are here. One is here and the other one is here. And pay attention to use a tweezer to remove the screws, because you could easily lose them, okay? So that's the first. Now for me it's easier because I removed the power supply, but it could be done also without removing them, okay? So that's the first screw, and that's the second one. Okay, that's it. If you look now, the whole block could be removed, okay? Okay. Pay attention to all the wires you have here. So normally you have to remove the fan connectors. This one could be moved on the other side, and also okay. This one are the connection for the fan. You could remove it. Other cable who are passing by could be moved, okay? So you could take out the whole block. Okay, that's it. You see, you have 1, 2, and 3 service power supply. Each one is connected to the one of the 3 phases. So each phase has its own power supply. This redundancy is to have always the equipment in functioning. And there is also the other card is the control card for the 3 power supply, and gives also the voltage for all the fans. If you want to remove a power supply, for example, you see you have input and output. It's a quick release because you see there is the small here blocking system. Same for the output, where you could remove it, and then you remove, you see that's the power supply, you remove the hex spacers and he will come out and you could put the new one. This is a commercial one, it's a meanwhile power supply, it's commercial, so you could find it everywhere, so you don't have to ask RVR. So I don't have to say that, but you could go wherever you want to get a new power supply. So you are free to choose, okay? And let's say that's all. You could follow the procedure backwards to reinstall everything. To turn it, okay.
So we gave you the time just to turn the unit upside down, since we want to see something more and we want to ask you how to replace a RF pallet. So just take your time, just few minutes, just to help you and your colleague just to put the unit upside down and then see how to replace the pallet. I want to say hello to RF Addictos 2020. It's an Instagram profile that is following us and the guys that are watching us right now. So hi guys, thank you for reposting our pictures and as well watching our videos. We have many people over here. Henry Cuesta, Erlan Alaya, Jet Broadcast, hi guys. We have people all over the world. I'm watching the phone and the live streaming, so it's always a pleasure in having all of you connected. As I was saying, we were supposed to do this presentation in physically at the NAB in Vegas, while for the second year we are here presenting our products in this way, but it's okay. You can type any comment during this live Facebook program and we can answer live as well. So it's a pleasure, it's a kind of interaction as well, also if we are not meeting in person. So this is the picture of the products we are presenting today. We are launching the TEX5004TFT. The TFT series come, as you see, with a different design, with a color touchscreen, with an advanced graphic interface, and as well many options in the graphic interface that allows you to have more control of the unit. If you just step in this live program, you can see the previous part as well on our social media platforms, and I'm gonna show you where you can see this video, or you can see as well the previous video on our website, on Facebook, on our Instagram page, on YouTube, and tomorrow on YouTube se podrá mirar también el video en YouTube mañana con los subtítulos. Entonces, por todo lo que no hablan inglés y hablan en otros idiomas, lo pueden mirar también en español en el día de mañana, en francés y en otros idiomas, y también LinkedIn. And if you want to ask for pricing, availability, information, general information about our products as well, FM antennas, transmitters, combiners, filters, so everything related to FM broadcast and everything made by RVR, you can just write us an email on sales@rvr.it. So, well, Giulio, the we're going to move on the other part, on the technical part, since you are ready. So please show us how to change the RF pallet.
Yes, Matteo. I will show you how to safely remove a pallet from your RF unit. So this is a single pallet. I remember, so the unit has 8, but let's focus on 1. So you have, to remove it, you have to disconnect first the 50 volt, okay? Then you have other connection, then they are the bias voltage, the RF input, and the RF output. For those 3, you will need a soldering iron. So let's, and also a pair of tweezers. So let's start removing the input, the bias voltage, okay, and then the input connection, okay. Now the output connection, okay, maybe give a little soldering, and this will be removed when you remove the pallet, okay, because it's big and tight. Then you have to take this Allen key, it's a 4 millimeter, and remove the five screws locking the pallet. Okay, now the pallet is free, you see, who's moving. Yeah. Now you have to desolder here to safely remove it, avoid breaking the wire connection. So let's see if my wrench, no, it's okay. That's all, finished. Pay attention when you remove it, there is the thermal compound, and so pay attention because it's getting, everything is getting dirty if you touch it, because you have to clean it with alcohol, also clean the surface with alcohol, and put new grease on the new pallet because it will arrive without it, so the thermal transfer will be optimal. Then follow the procedure on the back. So put the pallet in place and maybe hit here, okay. Then put the screws.
I don't want to disturb you, so I'm like...
Do a pretty tight, I mean.
Okay.
Screw the screws, okay, until they have to not to be tightened, only to inserted in the thread a little bit, just to keep them in place. Okay. Okay. Now when you have to close them, start from one side, then do the cross like this, and then the center, to avoid moving or tightening too much on only a side. So now it's tightened. Then this one, not over tightened, then okay. Now the last one, and then you have to repeat the cycle, tightening much more, I mean. So go here and do okay, okay.
So this is the RVR Academy right now. So it's not just a live program.
Okay, that's finished.
Okay.
Now you could put again the input connection, Okay, and then the bias wire in place. Here. Okay, that's finished, and reconnect the 50 volt. I suggest every time you have to change a pallet to check the bias current, because could be they are a little different due to the testing bench we have. So ask us how much is the bias current for the pallet, and you will have to put an ampere current meter here to measure the current flow in the 50 volt, and then adjust this trimmer to achieve the optimal current. That's the trimmer to be adjusted. Okay, all the pallets are adjusted in current, not in voltage. Many people ask about how many volt I have to put on the gate to adjust it. No, you have to use the current instead of the voltage, because when you change the lot of the MOSFET, they could change the characteristics, so they will work slightly differently. And that's all. Then after adjusting the current, you could replug the 50 volt, and that's all. You could re-put the transmitter on air. That's all.
Great. So we'll give you a couple of minutes just to set up again your corner and be able to be in front of the camera with the unit adjusted. So we are having many radio stations worldwide. Un saludo también a Arturo Laya, Cesar Lopez, Jorge Dieguez. So we have people for real from Africa, from Latin America, from Italy, from Asia. So thank you guys for joining us. It's a pleasure. We know we were supposed to be at the NIB, but for the second year we are in live streaming directly from the headquarters, and hopefully we're gonna do the NIB show next year in Vegas with the aim of meeting all of you and let you see physically all our products. In the last few months we were just presenting the TEX next generation series, 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt and a half, and today I'm going to show you the picture again, the 5 kilowatt TEX5004TFT that comes with a color touchscreen, many features inside the unit, and optimized efficiency, a durable unit, and able to work as well in extreme condition. That's the important. This is the philosophy of RVR Elettronica, just providing you equipment that can work in any condition everywhere in the world, because our clients are all over the world in more than 150 countries. So imagine. So that's why we took our time to develop a new unit, and we are releasing it today, because we are proud of what we have done, and we are able to provide it to all of you with the best and the latest technology on the RF side. So it's a pleasure. So Giulio is almost ready. So we are almost done, and now you are back. So thank you. So you are all set up. Well, we have as well some questions. They're asking us, what about the reflected power?
So normally is the 10% of the maximum output power of the equipment. So what it means? It means in this case you have 5 kilowatt output, but and the output power is stays on the selected value until the reflected power goes up to 500. Then if more reflected power is generated, the system will lower its output power to stabilize the reflected power at its maximum, so it's 500. So in this case, so you will see 500 of reflected and the forward going down, 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 and go down until its necessities, or depending on the damage of the antenna or things like this. But the output, the reflected power, will be always at maximum of 500, so the 10%. This is a philosophy we use in all the RVR equipment. So from the 30 watt to this 5 kilowatt, they work the same. So they protect themselves, lowering the output power, not to go over the maximum permitted reflected power.
Okay, great. We just have 6 minutes left, so I want to ask you if you can just do again the introduction of the unit for those that are just stepping in this live program, and you can describe it quickly.
Yes, this is the new thing for this equipment, so the touch panel, and also it's a 3-phase equipment with 3 lines of power supply and PFC, 8 MOSFET BLF 188XR, and those are the big power supply we use, 80 amps each, and they are tied together to give up to 240 amps. And with a touch screen you could control all the things of the equipment. Also the audio, for example, in the text you had to adjust it on the back. Here you could adjust everything with the touch of your finger. And also if the touch doesn't work, you have also 4 push buttons. They do the same functionality because sometimes it could happen. And so we add 4 push buttons to let you control the equipment in the same way. So you don't have to stay without controlling it.
Great. We have a question from Latin America, and Carlos Armando Romero Velázquez, que nos dice buenos días. Buenos días. Y nos pide si el transmisor sale con el generador de estéreo. Sí, salgan todos con el generador de estéreo, ¿verdad?
Yeah. Yes, they have the internal stereo coder, sorry, and everything is controlled by the front panel. So you could branch, for example, the MPX and the 2XLR connector and select which one you want to use from the front panel, because if you select stereo, it will enable the internal stereo coder and use the XLR for the audio input. Or if you select MPX, he will switch to the BNC connector where you have your multiplexed signal, audio signal. So the answer is yes.
Ok, entonces la respuesta por el señor de América Latina es sí, tenemos el generador de estéreo incluido, así como en todos los transmisores de RVR. I want to thank you as well, the competitors that are watching us and all the clients worldwide. So a big day for us, the presentation of the new TEX5004TFT. And for those that are just stepping, those are the links where you can see everything about this presentation and as well the past presentation. Our website, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. On YouTube you can find the same videos as well. This is a live program, so it will be available late today or tomorrow, depending where you're living, with the subtitles. So, or as well, you can write us an email at sales@rvr.it, sales@rvr.it, si usted tiene pregunta de cualquier tipo. Fue un día espectacular para nosotros con la presentación de este equipo acá, desde la fábrica central en Bologna, y repito, el transmisor TEX5004TFT. It's a new transmitter, a compact transmitter. We are proud of this news, of this new product in our catalog, since it will be amazing for all the stations that wants to achieve a great result, great audio quality, great performances, as well with a great price point. So that's the philosophy of RVR Elettronica. A large and advanced color touchscreen, optimized efficiency, durable and able to work in extreme condition. So we are at the end of this live streaming. Giulio, thank you so much for joining me today here live.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Hope to see you soon for other news and technical explanation.
Yes, of course, no problem.
Let's say today we just launched the RVR Academy. So thank you to all the people connected. Hope you are going to be well. See you soon in the next live program here from the RVR headquarters in Italy. My name is Matteo Castagnoli. Thank you again. See you soon, and please stay safe. Thank you.